My family forgot my graduation on purpose, so without thinking, I changed my name and never came back. And that decision changed everything. The chapel froze when my mother's voice cut through the air. "You changed your name." Not shock, judgment. Every head turned. My father's hand tightened on the program. My brother stopped laughing in the doorway. I slid into the second row seat, the page still warm in my palm, my new name printed in a black that looked almost deliberate. The chair beside me, the one marked family, remained untouched, just like every milestone they'd missed. But as I looked at that empty space, something shifted. They thought today's silence exposed me. They had no idea it was exposing them. I grew up learning how to shrink myself between louder lives. In our house in Austin, noise meant importance, and importance never belonged to me. I remember the way my mother's heels clicked across the tile whenever Brendan needed something louder, sharp, or urgent in a way my needs never were. Vivant always got the soft tone, the warm hands on her shoulders, the lingering attention that made the room bend toward her. I was the quiet one, the one who cleaned her own messes, packed her own lunches, and learned early not to interrupt the conversations that flowed over me like water. The first time I noticed the pattern, I was 12. Vivian had a school art show. A row of painted canvases propped along the gym wall. My mother hovered near her, smiling for neighbors brushing non-existent lint off her dress. I stood in the corner holding the certificate I'd received earlier that morning, an award for a regional science competition. No one in my family came. They didn't even remember the time. Mom passed me as if I were part of the background. "Hold your sister's jacket," she said, handing me the soft fabric without a glance. I folded the certificate into my pocket, the paper crinkling loud enough to echo. No one heard it. Years later, during my high school graduation, they arrived late. The ceremony had already started. My row of classmates shuffled as they searched for seats. When my name was called, I stood scanning the sea of faces for the four that mattered. Only one chair in the family section was empty, mine. My siblings had gone to a lake party and my parents were caught in traffic, though I learned later they'd stopped for coffee. I held the program so tightly the corner tore off. I swallowed the sting and sat down slowly as if careful movements could hide the emptiness. College wasn't different. At Rice, I set reminders weeks ahead for a departmental award ceremony. Vivant texted back a heart emoji. Brendan left it on scene. My parents replied 3 days later with a casual, "Well, try." They never showed. That night, I ate takeout alone on the dorm steps, my award resting beside me, still inside the envelope they didn't open. The older I got, the quieter I became. I learned that pushing back only led to Mom's familiar refrain. "Don't be dramatic, Evelyn." Dad would nod in agreement without lifting his eyes from his phone. My protests became shorter each year until they disappeared entirely. The last flashback that stayed with me,